Back now to our top story. We go to KwaZulu-Natal, where my colleague Des Tatia has been tracking the raids that have been happening this morning, carried out by the Asset Forfeiture Unit. They're currently raiding 3 Durban properties, including one linked to former eThekwini Mayor Zandile Gumede. They are moving from one place to another. Dasen, a very good morning to you and welcome to today. Exactly where are you now? Where is the next property that we understand will be raided?
Dan, it's been about 3 hours since these raids started. It started in Somerset Park near Mhlanga, and the teams have been working simultaneously on different properties across Durban. I've seen a list. There are at least 13 properties that I've seen that will be hit or have been hit this morning, and the idea here is to seize at least 51 million rand in assets, and this is linked to that fraud and corruption case of which Zandile Gumede, the former eThekwini Mayor, is also involved. But Dan, before we continue our conversation, I just want to take this opportunity to bring in Brigadier Mulaudzi from the Hawks. Brigadier, you've just been inside the house. We are here at Zandile Gumede's home. Please explain to us what's happening inside.
Well, of course, what we have done now, we have just to inform her about the interim court order that we have. Also explain the process, how it started, and when we got the court order, that we got the court order in October of this year. So the process is now underway. The curator is here, the sheriff is here. So it's just a matter of now looking at the assets, and then she must also disclose some of the assets that we don't have. And then once that have been done, most of the stuff will then be taken to storage. And she still has an opportunity if she wants to go to court, oppose it. And I think something that she's looking at, because the lawyer is also here.
So what's on that list? I know you said that there's still a discussion going on about other assets that she may be able to disclose, but what do you know of?
Well, we are at the house. There are another address that we still have to look at. You know by now that in the morning we went to Mhlanga and we found that the house was being rented. It's a matter that is being dealt with now by the NPA as well as the investigating officer. But you can see there are vehicles here, there's a house that is standing. So it's a matter that the curator will then assess and see what is best for the organization.
Zandile Gumede is not the only one that's implicated here, and not all of the properties are linked to just her. Talk to me about her co-accused and what's been taken from these other properties that I've mentioned.
Yeah, well, we're taking, assets. It could be vehicles, it could be houses. We are talking about 16 individuals. There are other companies. There are companies that are attached to those 16 individuals. There's a trust as well. So all in all, we're talking about 42 people our 42 respondents or accused that we'll be dealing with today. And the amount that you spoke about earlier, it's more than that. We're talking about 250 million all in all, and hopefully we'll be able to finalize everything today.
And you were just inside now. What is the former mayor's demeanor like? How is she handling this?
Well, it's not something that you would want to happen to you, but I think with the lawyers and the family here, they will support her. But we have to do our work, irrespective. This is the court order. And then, like I said, if she has got problems, she still has an opportunity to go and oppose it.
Brigadier, this morning, we did see that she wasn't at that address that investigators had initially gone to, and you just made mention of it briefly a little while ago. But surely because she's on bail and that would have been the address that's provided, does that mean Zandile Gumede could find herself in a bit of trouble?
It's very much possible. But like I said, I think let's leave that to the prosecutor. The investigating officer will get a report after this, and then we'll see what will be the way forward thereafter.
Thank you very much. Dan, that's Brigadier Mulaudzi there, just giving us an update. This process has only just begun, as I was saying before he joined us in this conversation, that the team has been moving from one property to the next. They had initially gone to a property in Somerset Park, but the owners there had said that she'd moved out in July, and that's when they had to wait for the sheriff, and they came here to serve Zandile Gumede personally. Her lawyer had initially volunteered to accept those papers, but the AFU had declined that offer and said that they wanted to meet with her personally for her to receive that order.
Just to clarify again, Dasen, I heard you mention 13 properties. Are all these properties in one way or another linked directly to Ms. Gumede?
Not necessarily, Dan. So those properties are linked to several co-accused that are involved in this case. You know that she's not facing those charges alone, but this particular property that we're on now, this is her residence, and this is where investigators are meeting her. So after these raids are conducted and after all of these assets are seized, I guess there will be some clarity on exactly which items belong to her and which belong to the other co-accused.
Okay, thank you very much. Ian says, reporter Dasen Tatia tracking that developing story here for us on ENCA as the Hawks go from one property to another. Currently, they are at the home in Durban of the former mayor of eThekwini, Zandile Gumede.